Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, November 20th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Maryland hit a milestone. They hit a couple milestones. One was good and one was bad yesterday. But let's start with the good. More than 1 million Marylanders have now subscribed so far to the COVID-19 exposure notification system. This is called Maryland COVID Alert. And what it does is it uses Bluetooth technology to notify you if you possibly have been exposed to COVID-19. It doesn't compromise any identity or any privacy. The tech is really well explained at covidlink.maryland.gov/MDCovidAlert. I do recommend everybody gets a hold of it. If you are on Apple, it's native in the iOS, the new iOS anyhow. You just need to enable it. And if you are on Android, download it in the App Store. You want to search for Maryland COVID Alert. Very cool technology and a great tool to help with the contact tracing to get this virus under control. Speaking of the virus, let's talk about some bad numbers, and this is not really good. Yesterday, Maryland had a record of 2,910 new cases. To put that into perspective, the next highest number was 1,784 back in May. In Anne Arundel County, we had 271 cases. That also is a record. The second highest was 197 back on November 14th. A lot of people will say that those numbers are due to the amount of people getting tested in advance of the holiday, and I would likely agree with that. But that also means that if they wouldn't have gotten tested, they probably would have been walking around with the virus without necessarily knowing it. The moral of this story is get tested, and I was tested actually yesterday, and just be prepared to wait in line. I was at the health department about a half hour before they opened, and it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get through that. And of course, you want to make sure that you follow the rules, and as Governor Hogan says,
just wear the damn masks.
Yesterday afternoon at about 1:30 p.m., the Annapolis Fire Department was dispatched to the unit block of Juliana Circle West for a reported structure fire with possible entrapment. When they got there, they were met with heavy smoke conditions, and they did confirm that there were 3 children trapped in the homes, and they could hear the screams coming from the home. Pretty frightening. They did make entry. They did rescue all 3 children who were transported to an area hospital for evaluation. Great job from the Annapolis Fire Department. We are lucky that we do have a Class 1 fire department right here in our own city. The kids were all male, aged 15, 5, and 5. It took the fire department, along with the help from Anne Arundel County and the Naval District Washington Fire Departments, which is the Naval Academy Fire Department, about 10 minutes to put it out and make the rescues. Cause is being investigated, but good job on the Annapolis Fire Department on saving those 3 kids. The Anne Arundel County Police Department is warning people of a new scam. This one goes around periodically, and it's actually taken a different twist this time. They've received 3 reports of a money scam, and what's happening is that they're targeting the elderly community for the most part, calling and posing as a victim's loved one, claiming that they have been arrested and in need of bail money. In one of the cases, the victim did withdraw a large amount of funds and gave it to a person that was sent by the scammer, posing to be a courier service for a fictitious lawyer who was going to bail out the relative. This scam does prey on the emotions of people, usually older people who have younger relatives, such as grandchildren, nieces, or nephews. If you do get a call from somebody like this, make sure you confirm it with somebody before you do anything. Verify the claim. And the odds are very, very slim that it's legit. Again, if you do receive that call, you want to report that to the police immediately so they can track that as well. And one last thing is you want to make sure that you share this story with friends and relatives, and especially anybody that may not have access to the internet or social media or anything like that. We don't need to have any of our seniors getting scammed in the middle of the holidays. All right, that wraps it up for us today for the news. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day for updates to these stories and more. If you're someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure your friends and family and colleagues all know how to get a hold of us. And I want to give a special shout out to the Kristi Neidhardt Team at Northrop Realty, which is a Long and Foster company, for sponsoring this podcast, as well as Solar Energy Services, which also has been a sponsor for quite a while. It is Friday, so you want to make sure you stay tuned for a list of things that we think you may be interested in doing this weekend. And also, as we have every day, George Young is standing by with your local DC MDVA weather. All that's coming up in just 1 minute, but you know the drill. Here's Rick Peters.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners, like yourself, are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DC MDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, November 20th. Yesterday was better, but still chilly out, with temps barely in the 50s and winds still breezy at times. But the next few days will be much better, starting with today's sunshine and 60s with light winds, generally only 5 to 10 miles per hour, with more of the same tomorrow, though there could be a few clouds in the mix, followed by more clouds on Sunday, but still nice out with highs around 60 degrees. As for next week, the Annapolis region may see some showers late Sunday into early Monday, and again maybe on Wednesday into Thursday, but overall rain activity should be scattered and light, and the overall setup looks pretty decent for Thanksgiving Thursday, with temps in the mid to upper 50s and a fair amount of sunshine, especially in the PM hours. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day at dcmdvaweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
I've always loved being a realtor because to me, it's more than a job. It's something that gives me an incredible sense of helping others. And this year in particular, when so many people we've helped had to move rather than wanted to move, it gave me an even greater sense of purpose. Whatever the reason for someone's move, from a career relocation to simply needing to downsize, it has truly been super rewarding and a privilege to be able to assist our clients through all the steps of their journeys. Though it hasn't always been easy, we've learned new ways of navigating the home buying and selling process. So whether you need to say goodbye to your current home or are looking for a new house to start the next chapter of your life in, the Kristi Neidhardt Team is here to work with you and for you, because truly we are all in this together.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
There's always something going on over the weekend in the area, and we're here to narrow it down with our top picks for this weekend. Oh, and be sure you're signed up for the Eye on Annapolis weekly events newsletter. It's free and comes to you every Friday at 12:30 p.m. There's a sign-up link at the top of every page at eyeonannapolis.net.
It is Friday, so I guess you are looking for something to fill your calendar with, and I've got a couple good suggestions here for you. Most of it's happening tomorrow, but it does get underway tonight. Lights on the Bay opens up at Sandy Point State Park. That is that 2.5-mile drive right along the Chesapeake Bay with the spectacular Bay Bridge as a backdrop. This year, that is going to be running through January 2nd, so you've got a couple extra days there, and it is $20 per carload to get in there, so you can jam as many people as you'd like. Do not put them in the trunk. That never works, and they're on to your shenanigans. But this is a fundraiser for the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, so it does go to a great cause. Again, Lights on the Bay at Sandy Point State Park gets underway tonight. We'll go every night between now and January 2nd of 2021. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Chambers Park, which is located at 14 Dorsey Avenue in the Parole section of Annapolis, Leadership Anne Arundel, which I am actually doing the flagship class this year, and enjoying the hell out of it, I might add, is holding a food drive for the Anne Arundel County Food Bank as well as Feed Anne Arundel. If you have some spare food to donate, please swing by there 10 to 2, Chambers Park, 14 Dorsey Avenue. The stuff that's mostly needed is canned meat, peanut butter and jelly, pasta sauce, both of those in plastic jars if you can, healthy snacks, breakfast bar, dried fruit, cereal, soups, canned meals like a Chef Boyardee, mac and cheese, baby food, nutritional supplements, infant and adult diapers and wipes, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and deodorant. Again, 10 to 2, put on by Leadership Anne Arundel, great organization. And if you would like to donate cash, you can do that as well. They will have an app at the drop-off point where you can do it through a text app. If picking up is more your speed rather than dropping off, I've got something for you. If I were to ask you what the most common form of plastic pollution is, what would you say? Plastic bottles or straws, maybe? Well, the folks at Annapolis Green tell me it is cigarette butts, and there are 4.5 trillion individual butts right now polluting our global environment. And Annapolis Green, as they always want to do, wants to do something good for the city of Annapolis and keeping it green. So what they're organizing is a citywide cleanup on Saturday to target cigarette butts. They're asking people to participate for 1 hour and collect all the cigarette butts that you possibly can see. And they are asking people to keep their distance, only go with their family, their group, and your little COVID bubble. Make sure you're wearing your masks and gloves. Gather all the butts, and you can drop them off at Annapolis Green's office, which is at the corner of State Circle and Maryland Avenue between 3 and 4 p.m. And they're going to have a leaderboard where they're going to note how many pounds each group brings in. They'll have a fun backdrop for a selfie, and each group will be given a neighborhood goodie bag. The group with the most butts collected is going to be able to award a smoking outpost butt disposal bin to the business or public area of their choice. So that's pretty cool. You can find out more information about this and all of their other great programs at AnnapolisGreen.com. And finally, tomorrow night at the Annapolis Town Center, they are going to be lighting their holiday tree, and the arrival of some guy in a red suit and a big white beard is going to be there as well. And they're also having an outdoor showing of the Grinch, so you may want to check that out. You can get all that information and actually everything they're doing for the holiday season at visitatc.com. You'll be surprised at what they have in store for you. So, there you go. As always, have fun, stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back here on Monday. Oh, and a quick note on next week. Unless all hell breaks loose, we're taking Thanksgiving and Black Friday off to spend some time with our family and our loved ones, and you should do that too.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.